Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins in Mexico. Alex Lewis drives into a hospital parking lot, wearing blue hospital scrubs. As he approaches the hospital, a fast automobile arrives, and two men get out. The man with a bouquet of flowers wants to visit his mother, while Alex is putting away supplies. As the man requests to have the room, Alex wraps a steel rope around the man's neck, killing him. The man's mother can only watch in despair as her son dies. Alex takes the rope, and places it inside a plastic bag. He returns to his car, and texts a coded message indicating that the task is complete. The scene shifts to Vincent Serra, an FBI agent visiting a man named Papa Leon, while his daughter Beatriz is drawing something. Vincent gives the man money, and instructs Beatriz to be polite to him. This is when we get to know that Papa Leon is prostituting his own daughter. Vincent attempts to strike up a discussion, in order to prevent any indecent behavior. Beatriz finds out that he is wearing a wire, and calls her father. When Vincent's crew is breaking down the door, he fights with Papa Leon. Papa Leon then holds a gun to Beatriz's head, as FBI agents swarm the room. Vincent tries to calm the man down, but he declares he is willing to kill his own child. Beatriz bites her father, allowing Vincent to throw him out a second-floor window, killing him. Gerald Nussbaum, Vincent's supervisor, arrives, and chastises him for his behavior, because they needed Papa Leon alive for the investigation. Next, Alex meets with Mauricio, his middleman, who gives him his next task in El Paso. Alex remarks that the pay is excessive, but Mauricio claims that the assignment is for 2 kills. In El Paso, Alex checks into a hotel. He goes to his room to take some medicine, and writes important information on his arm, because his memory is failing him. He walks down to the bar, where he momentarily flirts with a lovely woman named Maya. Later, he encounters William Borden, the middleman for the job. Borden hands him a briefcase, which he inspects. He returns to his room, and examines the first target, Ellis Van Camp. Back to Vincent, he visits a correctional institution to speak with Beatriz, who is still upset with him for her father's death. He informs her that he will obtain a special visa for her to remain in the United States, and that she will join a group home, where she will have freedom and not be forced to testify. The scene shifts to the target man Ellis, who is working in his office. His wife Wendy informs him that they will be late for the party. He is busy, so she decides to go alone. A few minutes later, the door rings, and Alex bursts through, holding a gun to Ellis' head. Alex tells him that he needs the flash drives. They proceed to the safe, which Ellis opens, just as his daughter yells out that she is going to a party. Alex puts Ellis in a chokehold, fractures his neck, and lays him on the sofa, while the girl walks away. He takes the flash drives and walks away. Alex notifies Borden that his first task has been completed. When Vincent and Linda arrive at the crime scene, they are greeted by Detective Danny Mora. Vincent discovers his boss, Nussbaum, conversing with Ellis's wife, Wendy. She informs Vincent that her husband's murder was clearly a robbery, because the safe was open. Alex visits his brother, who has been confined to a retirement home, due to advanced Alzheimer's disease, which has rendered him unresponsive and continuously shivering. He attempts to recall some happy memories from their past, but learns that his brother is unable to grasp what he is saying. He kisses his brother goodbye, and walks away. Nussbaum arrives at the Child Exploitation Task Force building, to inform Vincent and his staff that the task force has been reformed, and Hugo will be transferred back to Mexico. Vincent objects, and demands to obtain the information from Beatriz, but Nussbaum is not buying it. Hugo is enraged, because his bosses refuse to acknowledge that some wealthy and influential people are implicated in this case. Nussbaum informs Vincent that if he wants to get Beatriz a visa, he will dismiss his reservations and focus on the murder of Ellis Van Camp. Vincent has no choice but to consent. Alex follows Vincent as he transports Beatriz and her group home. It turns out that Beatriz is his second target. Vincent settles Beatriz in, and bids her farewell, promising to keep an eye on her. Alex breaks into the group home that night, and discovers Beatriz's room. He abandons his target after realizing she is merely a child. He arranges to meet Borden at a remote truck stop. When they meet, Alex tackles him. He is enraged because the target was young. Borden claims he must complete the task, or he will tell his bosses in Mexico. He tells Borden to call the contract off, if he wants those flash drives. Also, he threatens to kill him if they try to murder the girl. Borden calls his boss, Devana Seelman, a philanthropist and businesswoman who ordered the hit. He claims to have the flash drives, and requests that Beatriz be spared. Devana replies that she'll take care of it, and warns him not to call her again. Alex is enjoying a drink at the pub when a woman named Maya joins him to have some fun. Later that night, Alex collapses on the floor, after experiencing a horrific dream, and Maya tries to comfort him, but he doesn't recognize her. The next morning, Vincent drives up to the group home, and discovers Beatriz dead. Meanwhile, Alex finds out about Beatriz's death through the news. He asks Maya if he was in the room with her all night, and she confirms it. As Hugo is getting into a taxi to leave for Mexico, he sees the news about Beatriz. He exits and decides to stay. Alex walks to his car, but he realizes he is in danger, and pulls out his gun. He returns to his car, only to discover a bomb underneath. Mauricio appears, and begins shooting as Alex takes cover. Maya arrives, saying he forgot his pills, and gets killed by Mauricio. Alex pursues Mauricio, and severely beats him, before knocking him out. Alex places Maya's body in his trunk, and ties up Mauricio in the driver's seat. He sets off the explosive, killing him. Vincent meets with Mora, and hears about the vehicle bomb, which he believes is connected to other recent crimes. Hugo meets him in a bar. Vincent informs him that he will not be returning to work. Hugo then explains that as a concerned citizen, he should come back and do his job. Next, Borden is working out at the gym. Alex approaches his window, and shoots him in the head. Alex visits a defunct bakery. He searches the flash drives in the basement, and discovers a discussion, in which Ellis is blackmailing Devana, who threatens him back. On the second flash drive, he discovers photos of Devana with her son Randy, as well as a video of him abusing Beatriz. Vincent, Linda and Hugo arrive at the Borden's crime scene. When Nussbaum arrives, Vincent affirms that the killings of Borden, Beatriz and Maya may be linked, and that if a cartel hitman is on the loose, they need Hugo's help. They attempt to question Borden's wife, Marianne, but she is drunk. The next morning, Randy storms into his mother's office, knowing that Borden was murdered, and that he will be next. Devana advises him to travel to Geneva immediately, while she cleans up the mess. Vincent discovers that the same gun killed Beatriz and Maya, but not Borden, indicating that there are two killers. When he receives a call from Alex, he instructs Linda to trace the call. Alex admits to murdering Ellis and Borden, but denies murdering Beatriz, telling that a man named Mauricio did it. Linda traces the call, and Vincent notices Alex sitting on a park bench outside. He dashes outside, but Alex has vanished. He says that Alex is killing the traffickers they can't reach, and leaving clues for them to find. Hugo visits Borden's wife to learn new information. Marianne says that Borden was talking with Devana Seelman about a man from Mexico. When Hugo informs the crew about this, Linda mentions that they are pursuing one of the country's wealthiest real estate developers. She discovers that Borden was not Devana's lawyer, but rather Randy's, her son. Randy controlled the detention center where Beatriz slept, and Van Camp helped build it. Vincent deduces that Alex will murder Randy Seelman next. That night, Linda, Hugo and Vincent are at the party, to watch Randy, and he forces a waitress to go with him to his room. Vincent thinks that Alex is already on the boat, so he rushes on board. Alex grabs the waitress' mouth, and urges her to lock the door after he departs. Randy is curled up on the bed, waiting for the waitress. After that, Alex places a pillow on him, and shoots him twice. Vincent and Linda find the body. Next, they return to the deck, and notice Alex getting off the boat. Vincent pursues him, and hears a car alarm. It turns out to be a trap, and he orders Vincent to lay down his gun. Shortly after, Hugo appears, and aims his gun at Alex. Vincent attempts to calm down Hugo, but Alex gets into his car. Hugo starts shooting at him as he drives away. Alex, injured, returns to town. He snatches a Jeep and drives off. Later, he falls asleep in the Jeep, and is apprehended by a motorcycle cop, who knocks on his window. As the cop notices his gun, he panics and shoots him. He returns to the bakery to clean his wounds. Meanwhile, Linda informs Vincent about the officer's death, and deduces that he was killed by Alex. Vincent claims that they must locate him before the El Paso police come. She finds some info about him. Alex and his father allegedly perished in a bakery fire, where he murdered his father, and faked his death. Vincent instructs her to obtain a warrant for the bakery. Hugo goes to inspect the bakery, while Alex is still in the basement. Hugo tries to find Alex, but fails, so he leaves. Back at the station, Hugo claims there is nothing but pigeon poop there, but Linda claims the Jeep Alex stole included traces of pigeon poop. When Vincent and his team return to the bakery, they discover that Alex has just left. The detective Mora is at Seelman's building, protecting Devana with numerous officers. The police vehicle's alarms go off unexpectedly. That's only a distraction to allow Alex to sneak in. Taking a cop hostage, he gets him into an elevator, and takes him to Devana's floor. After a brief standoff, Alex exchanges fire with the officers, and runs up to the roof, followed by the officers. He climbs aboard a window cleaner, and shoots through a glass window to where Maura and Devana are. Using the gun, he knocks Maura out, and confronts Devana. Alex grabs her, and pulls the trigger, but nothing happens. He attempts it multiple times, before Maura awakens and knocks him out. Back at the bakery, Linda discovers the firing pin for Alex's pistol, which he had forgotten about. Maura viciously assaults Alex in retaliation for the cops he killed. Vincent receives a package from the bakery address. It turns out to be one of the flash drives containing the footage of Randy assaulting Beatrice. He shows it to Nussbaum, and requests that the FBI hold Alex. When they take Alex to the hospital, Vincent observes his injuries, and accuses Maura of working for Devana. The agents go to see Alex in the hospital, who wants Devana killed, but Vincent points out that she isn't involved in the case. Alex admits that Devana hired him to murder Ellis and Beatrice. Devana meets with her doctor, and offers him $10 million to kill Alex. Dr. Myers declines her offers, since he took an oath to do no harm. She then blackmails him for attending Randy's parties, and having fun with very young females. Back to Alex, he gives a written statement, but Vincent believes that given his job as a murderer and his fading memory, his statement won't help in court against Devana. He claims to have more evidence, in the form of a phone call made by Devana to Van Camp. He can't remember where he hid it though. Vincent and Nussbaum speak with his superior, informing him that Devana was covering for her son's crimes by hiring Alex to murder Beatrice. The supervisor claims they can't rely on the word of a contract killer dying of Alzheimer's. Vincent reveals that there is a recording of Devana threatening Van Camp. They only need to find it. He approaches Alex once more, insisting that they need the recording, or Devana will walk free. Unfortunately, Alex is still unable to recall anything. Dr. Myers infiltrates the hospital, in order to murder him. The protagonist notices he hasn't used an alcohol swab, and attacks him. SWAT from El Paso is dispatched to the hostage situation. Vincent and the team arrive, learning that Alex will only speak to them. Dr. Myers is wearing a cover over his head. A shooter shoots someone he believes is Alex, but instead kills Dr. Myers. Alex dashes into the SUV that Vincent is driving. He realizes Devana sent the doctor to murder him, and she may kill Vincent, to put an end to the case. He starts stumbling, and misspells Barry as Barry. He declares that they owe justice to Beatrice, and drops his gun before exiting the SUV, and being shot by the SWAT team. Vincent and Linda, defeated, pack up their office. He notices an image of the bakery, with only 4 letters, B-E-R-Y. He realizes that Alex remembered. They visit the bakery, and find the flash drive. He plays it for Nussbaum and their boss. Yet the boss claims that it is insufficient, and now that Alex is gone, they have even less to go on. He believes Devana can accomplish anything with that type of money. Vincent loses his calm, and labels Randy a coward, knowing that he exploits youngsters in prison camps. Vincent gets suspended and advised to take a long leave of absence as a result of his outburst. Linda visits his place that night, and takes him out for a drink. Devana is having a glass of wine in her backyard at the same time. A man appears behind her, and slices her throat, killing her instantly. Vincent is at the bar when he hears about Devana's death at her home. He understands Linda took him to the bar to provide him with an alibi. We observe the killer burn his clothes, and toss away the knife in the desert. Hugo, who conspired with Linda to get Vincent an alibi, is revealed to be Devana's killer, and he drives back to Mexico. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.